Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
29 on the agenda, which is a presentation by CBC Radio-Canada. Appearing for CBC Radio-Canada is Stephen Guiton. You may introduce your colleagues and then proceed with your 15-minute presentation.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I'm Steve Guiton, Chief Regulatory Officer for CBC Radio-Canada, and I'm pleased to be here today with my colleagues to offer our perspective on new media broadcasting in Canada. Before we begin, let me introduce the rest of our panel. To my left is Mr. Steve Billinger, Executive Director, Digital Programming and Business Development at CBC. To my right, Ms. Geneviève Rossier, Directrice Générale Internet et Services Numériques, Radio-Canada.
General Director for Internet and Digital Services, Radio-Canada.
And to Mr. Billinger's left is Mr. Stan Staple, Director, Research and Strategic Analysis for the corporation. In the 10 years since your last review of new media broadcasting, many things have changed. The increase in broadband penetration and the growth of new digital consumer technologies have enabled consumers to access broadcast content on the Internet with an ease that we might not have imagined 10 years ago. 10 years ago, user-generated content was virtually unheard of, and the rise of social networking was not even contemplated. Now, both of these developments represent a significant shift in how people use the Internet as a tool for self-expression and social interaction. At the same time, we're not seeing the wholesale replacement of traditional broadcasting by new media broadcasting that 10 years ago we might have thought would occur. Indeed, the emergence and success of new media broadcasting is directly proportional to the health and success of traditional broadcast media. Why is that? It's because new media broadcasting doesn't seem to be a replacement for traditional broadcasting. It is more of an extension of the attributes and overall value of traditional broadcasting. And new media is an area where broadcasters must have a presence, since, like traditional platforms, it provides access to what Canadians really want, which is broadcasting content. Geneviève and Steve will now provide you with a closer look at what this means for CBC Radio-Canada and the challenge it creates for us. Geneviève.
Merci, Steve. Alors, CBC